Welcome on into today's trade recap. We are going to be closing out the dollar short at a almost $66 in profit. This is the second part to yesterday. So add 56 to this was the total amount on this trade. I believe I was risking under $100 on this trade roughly. So it comes out to be, the realized R multiple says 2.27. I believe I moved my stop loss. And so, it's not perfect in terms of my original entry or my original, risk level. But as a rule of thumb, like I've always said, 1+ is the minimum that I need to see to start taking profits. So, we got to have made more than the risk by a factor of 1, right? To start scaling. That's been what works for me. And ideally, you want more. Ideally, you'll get some of those that are 2, 3, 4, but not all the time. And in the past couple months, past couple weeks specifically, I feel like we haven't had the best range for my strategy. Again, everyone's going to be different. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's get into it. So we close this out. Let's go to the executions. We entered a couple days ago. This is a swing trade from the 17th of November, which actually was Friday. I entered it, I believe. So I went short 2 at 103.60 or 6.608, if you will, on the US dollar index via Think Markets MetaTrader 5 is what I'm using. And we bought one back, covered one at 103.06, and then the other one inside of 103. And essentially every cent was $1 in terms of P&L. Right? Is that what I'm doing? I'm doing the math right? Yeah. For what I'm trading. Because we went, or average it, saying I got about a 60-cent gain or a 60-cent move in my direction times 2, about 120, something like that is what I made profit on this trade. So that was it today. And yeah, so today's net P&L was 65, but it adds on to yesterday. If you were to go back to yesterday, you would see, well, here's the 17th when I entered it. The original entry on this trade. So it nets 122.04 was the total trade. I'm going to log it really quick right here. Again, via the broker that I'm using, this is technically coming in as an unknown symbol. I'm sure TradeZilla will get better and we'll be able to recognize all this stuff. But if it's a ticker symbol or an index or something like that, well, it depends. Depends upon what you're trading. So this I'm going to call was a 4-hour chart setup. It was. We'll cover that in a second. And this was a bear flag breakdown. Anything else I want to add in the setup section? I don't think so. No, that's really it. So pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy on this one. So let's go to DXY, which is the essentially same thing. Today ends up coming back a bit. So you see the breakdown was right here under these lows. This is a daily chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. There's not much. Well, here's my rationale behind this was we had a nice move. It could totally go lower, but knowing the dollar, looking at the dollar and seeing what it's done the past couple of months, we want to be able to lock in proactively here and not hold this to come back and hit me in the stop loss. So when I saw this was testing this level today and then it started to bounce back, that's when I was like, all right, let's just get out of this, close the last piece, and that's it, which still was further down than where I closed out the first piece yesterday. So that was the rationale behind it. So that was a nice move, pretty straightforward, breaking down, boom. I think back to this, and it's something that I'll toy with in my head a little bit, I'm sure. Is on these breaks, there's a really good chance that first candle or two can be pretty good. The question is that what happens after, and I tend to want to be I tend to want to try to hold for that bigger picture move, but many times you end up holding for that bigger picture move and then you end up getting stopped out. So I'm curious if there's something to potentially play off my strategy and to make it to where maybe you're sizing it a little bit heavier in the future, but then you're being proactive early in the first, piece of the move, and then you can hold the rest for a bigger move. I'm curious if that makes any sense. I don't know if it even makes it. The risk reward would have to be pretty tight. So there's got to be a certain scenario that would have that play out. But either way, that's the situation there. The only other thing is that the open positions that I've had in the past, which same kind of deal. So nothing crazy there. Let's check out Surge Trader. By the way, Surge Trader, which is the broker or the prop firm account, whatever, that I use to trade on this account, or to trade essentially right now, is I was using my own money on Webull, but then I was like, you know what, let's go to this platform so I don't have to go with options anymore and whatever. And so they are currently offering 25% off through next week, through a good piece of next week. So that's their Black Friday sale. I have a 50K account that I'm auditioning for. We're currently 19% of the way there. We've been kind of stagnant, I feel like, the past couple of weeks, honestly. But it's not a bad thing. I'm not in any rush here. We're currently at a realized balance or locked in gains of $66 today. Realized net based off of, if I refresh this, it might even change. It says $67 I'm down on the day. Now it's down 81. It just depends upon how my other positions, my open positions, are doing, which is the current equity of the account. So it's hovering around 51. Our high water mark was 51.72. I believe that was achieved. Was that achieved yesterday? Maybe it was. Or at least at some point. So our trailing drawdown, our max drawdown is down to 47,072, which we shouldn't really have a problem getting there. But, or I guess our daily loss is 48,000, so I can't go below that today, which I won't. Well, no, I just physically won't because I have stop losses on all my trades, so it's not possible. But yeah, so that's the deal. So if you want to check them out, great. Also, TradeZelle, where we track all this stuff. This platform is dropping, or they have a Black Friday sale that's very limited. I don't know how long it'll be around. It may not be around very, very long at all. So just keep that in mind. If that is something you're interested in, if you like tracking trades, like for example, I'll show you a better one that has like charts to overlay and stuff, because the ticker or the symbol that I traded just is not currently available. But you can see all your entries, your exits. You can even replay the trades. I've shown that in the past. It's a place I journal everything. At the end of the month, every month I will do a month recap video. And in that video, we dive into all the nitty-gritty details, where we pretty much cover, what times were the best, what symbols that we trade the best, strategies that were working the best. Really, it's one strategy, but like, was it, longs that were better than shorts? Was it 5-minute charts versus 1-hour charts that I was doing better on? I track all that stuff. I log all that stuff under these different setups, mistakes, or custom, and it all tracks it for me, which is awesome. And yeah, so if you want to check it out, that's linked below. Both of them are linked below, as well as anything else. And this is the time of year if you want to do that stuff. TradingView's got up to 70% off sale. I just bought the premium. I upgraded to premium, so I got that. So took advantage of that. I paid for it. Yeah, anything else linked below. Resources could be useful, maybe. If not, thanks for watching the trade recap, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.